Doesn't dispatch food parcels. We're winning brains, Baba. We're winning brains, not food parcels, not through food parcels, through superior logic, the power of persuasion. There is no university where kids are not going crazy about the EFF. Nowhere. And that should tell you the EFF is the future of South Africa. Because we have to grow with these people. And that's what we're doing. We're growing with them. We're not talking to the ANC. We have no discussion with the ANC. Nothing. Nothing. We once wrote a letter to the ANC, and the ANC never came back to us, and that was the last communication we had with the ANC. We never had any type of communication, and we won't lie to the country. If we're meeting the ANC, we'll say so. We have nothing to say about that colonizer, Teresa. Teresa must enjoy Cyril there in Cape Town. They must enjoy each other's company. We have nothing to do with those people. Actually, the EFF policy is that we must pull out of the Commonwealth. We can't be participating in a colonizer's affairs. She's here to come and monitor and supervise the colony. She's not even hiding it that she's going to talk to Cyril about the land. So Cyril is going to receive warnings. You must be very careful. Unlike that brainless president of the USA, at least she's got a decency of wanting to come and whisper in the ears of Cyril that don't do it. That one just tweet because he knows no diplomacy, he knows no sovereignty of states. He thinks he's the big brother of all states in the world, and that was during the time of colonialism, not now. Now we are not going to be allowing any colonialist to tell us how we should conduct our affairs in our own countries. If he wants to do anything, he can do it. The same thing with Theresa May. She will not be allowed to tell us how we must conduct our affairs. The ANC's way out of this thing, of the land, is if they get 2/3 majority. But if they get into trouble below 50% or 50.8 or 55%, if they get 55%, Cyril will need us to govern properly. Because even now with 62%, in that parliament they struggle to pass legislation. Sometimes most of their MPs are old, they are on sick leave, they can't make it, and then when they're supposed to pass certain things, we decide with the DA to go to the loo, they are unable to pass it because they can't reach a quorum. Can you imagine if they've got 55%? It's going to be worse than what they're experiencing now with 62%. So the ANC, and this is what South Africans must do, they must bring it below 50% so that we deal with its arrogance. And then we give it marching orders, a line of march, that this is how we're going to amend the constitution, this is how we're going to make the legislation to realize the clause in the constitution on expropriation of land without compensation. That's what we're going to deal with going forward. So we are sorting these things out, man. I don't think there is a problem. DA is crying tears, even when they were warned that the only way to stay in this thing is to do away with arrogance. They say that we have problems with Gayton Mackenzie. We've got personal problems with Gayton Mackenzie. That's why we don't support them. No, we don't have any personal problems with Gayton Mackenzie. We've never disagreed on anything personal. Especially for me, I've never disagreed with Gayton Mackenzie on anything. I just don't believe he can be a politician, given his dodgy background. But otherwise, personally, I have no problem with him. And sometimes he raises very genuine points which I agree with. I mean, Gayton Mackenzie the other time tweeted that every time the cars enter townships, they get warnings that you are entering a dangerous zone. But when those cars are in town, they are not getting warnings that you are entering a dangerous zone. And in Mackenzie's words, Mackenzie says, actually, Sandton is more dangerous than the township. And I was like, wow, this guy is correct. Because in the township where I come from, when I enter, I get a warning. But there's never been any hijacking. In the last 6 months in my township, there's never been a Rolex gang in my township. But at Hyde Park Mall, there's a video where they hijack a Porsche at the boom gate of the mall. Black Coffee's wife was hijacked on that street of Hyde Park Mall. But when you enter that place, you are not told it's a dangerous zone. But when you go into black people's areas, you are told it's dangerous zone. The most dangerous place in South Africa is Sandton. Gayton Mackenzie is right. And you can't say because you disagree with Mackenzie politically, therefore, when he says a point, it's not a point. He's right. In most things that he tweets and the advices he gives, he's absolutely correct. But it doesn't mean I have to agree with him that he can be government. No, I can't trust him with government. In the same way, he can't trust me with government. That's political differences. And let it not be reduced to personal differences. As if we fought over girls, as if we fought over alcohol, or as if we fought over the splitting of money after we did a successful cash in transit haste. There's no such a thing. I don't know where Gayton stays. I've never been Gayton's friend. So I wouldn't say I've got any difference with him. Actually, my encounter with him, person to person, has been very briefly. I don't think it's even more than 5 times. So really, I don't get where this thing comes from. Because even that councillor in PE was saying, Malema can't stand my boss. Malema, why is this guy thinking I can't stand his boss? I've got absolutely no personal problem with his boss. Ours is political. We disagree politically, and that's it. And that's how it should be understood. And it will be like that for a very long time. I don't know what is going to change that. Because they are not honest, Gayton and them, when it comes to political issues. They worked effectively with the ANC to try and destabilize the EFF. He worked very closely with Mahlobo, the former Minister of Intelligence. He worked with the ANC. There was a scandal in the paper that they're trying to do an oil deal or something like that. And those are the same people who accused us of wanting to go back to the ANC. They said these guys are going back to the ANC. That's why they are doing this to Mqetama. Mqetama is trying to stop people who are going back to the ANC. But these are the people who worked with the ANC. These are the people, by the way, who are voting the ANC in Ikuruleni. But accuse us of a similar thing. So, but it's part of the game. And I'm not worried because theirs will be short-lived. If they are business people, perhaps they will do good as business people. But as politicians, I doubt. I don't think they will do any good. And DA is prepared to abandon principle to align with such people. For as long as they remain in power, we are prepared to lose them, even if it means losing power. Even if it means losing power. Because they said we must make that guy of PA a mayor in PE. Why would I do that? I said to one journalist that this journalist says to me, no, why not PA? I said, give me the address of the PA head office. So that if there's still a municipality, I can go and look for a municipality in that office. Head office first. So I can't do that. I can't give a municipality to PA, because they are not a political party. They are not. So it can't be that, no, for the sake of getting power, you must even give these municipalities to people who have no traceable address and track record of good governance. We can't risk that municipality. At least we know the UDM head office is in Pretoria. At least we know General Holomisa did a coup and become a leader there of a government in Transkei. He's got some track record. He was in the ANC. It's a man of integrity.